what it was like it was an event to create awareness for knife crime and stuff like that in the borough. And so me and a few other youth members who decided to volunteer, we all sorted this event out ourselves, and it went down really well at the beginning of the year.
Excellent. So you guys are kind of not only you kind of providing like a bit of a space for people to just like spend nice time. You were saying, you know, there's pool, there's darts, there's lots of things that you can do and just like hang out with your friends and family, but you also kind of pull people together to actually, you know, raise awareness about, you know, specific causes, right? So, I mean, how do you find people respond to that? I mean, do people eagerly get involved in, like, you know, fighting the knife crime through creative opportunities like this?
Well, at the event that we made, quite a few people did show up, and we created a dialogue between the youth of the community and like higher members of the community.
Right.
So like we got the borough commander to come, and we got like a few councillors and stuff to come as well to talk, create an open dialogue, because people think that there's not enough communication between the two groups, and so that's what like we went out to create, like to try solve some of the problems in the community and raise awareness for others, stuff like that.
So you touched on something quite interesting, which is sometimes maybe there's the feeling that maybe the higher ranks, they don't often interact with like young people, or maybe people who are, they're not in those ranks. And I mean, do you think it's important? Like, I mean, what is that about? I mean, do you think that people in higher positions, they should be listening to young people a bit more? Are they doing it already, from your experience?
Honestly, I think it could be done a bit more.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's like you got to find something that everybody wants, because where one young person may want this solution, another may want a different solution. So it's like you got to be able to find that kind of middle ground.
And how do you think, like, and how do you kind of search for this middle ground? Because obviously people have different ideas, they may be passionate about different things. Do you find that there is like one particular thing that people bond over? Like really, it doesn't matter the backgrounds they come from, but there's one thing that brings them together. Is there such thing? Yeah? Let's hear Jordan.
I think, to be honest, what was the question again?
The question is, do you think is there a one particular thing that brings everybody together to get on board with whatever it is? Is there one kind of thing that everybody agrees on, or brings people together?
Everyone likes, I don't know, video games or something?
Yeah, like for instance, like maybe spending time together, like, having fun, that could be one of them. Yeah? Go on.
People have different ways of expressing their feelings, so some people might be like laid back, so they might like just want to chill in the garden and enjoy the sun have a drink or something with their friends and talk about, I don't know, the next trend, for example, I don't know, haircuts, outfits, etc., just to talk about fashion in general. And other people tend to be like more outgoing and up and out, so basically people were like sports, they like to be like creative, like they go on hikes, they go mountain climbing, they go bike riding.
Jordan is tending to these young two fellows who want to play the game, so come back, yeah.
As I was saying, people more, there's two types of people. There's people who are laid back and people who are sportive and active people, so that's what I feel brings people together. Just the enjoyment of what they'd like to do, the similarities between the two people.
And maybe kind of like expressing themselves in whatever way kind of feels true to them.
Yeah.
Like you say, maybe it is just a chat, and or maybe maybe it's a chat about something casual, or maybe it's actually putting yourself out there and really engaging with other people, being really kind of bombastic. And I kind of wondered, like, if you were to kind of describe yourself, like, I just want to kind of open it up in a kind of environment where there's loads of people. Do you find that one of these personalities comes out more in you or less in you?
I'm an outgoing person, so I like to be outdoors all the time. And I like to enjoy the weather because I'm a rowing coach by trade. So I coach these schools. They come down and we deliver sessions for them. And some of the kids you meet, it's unbelievable. Like some of them are like from year 11, like 11-year-olds, so all the way to 17, 18-year-olds. And then the way they enjoy the sport, it's like You never
So
thought of that before, yeah.
So sport seems to be quite an interesting thing, an element that brings people together. And what a day to mention sport on. I mean, apparently England is doing something on the pitches. I mean, I don't know, whatever. I know there's something going on. I don't know what exactly. I don't know if anybody has been following it. But you're saying sports, and also kind of, you know, when you are interacting with maybe young people, then you have to be outgoing because you have to maybe engage with them.
With younger kids, they like to be outdoors, they like to enjoy the weather, they like to be open to the elements, they like to run about, have so much energy. So that's why younger kids tend to go outside more often. Whereas the older kids, they like to chill, eat crisp and play Xbox and games. That's what they like to do. So.
Okay. Oh, let me just go.
The younger kids here seem to definitely be enjoying the games that have been provided by the youth club. Is that also something that people like bond over quite a lot?
Let's hear you.
I would say, video games are more for the newer generation. I feel like.
Come and join us for a sec. Let me just explain. Azim, I'm going to put you on hold for 1 second. I'm going to explain to Peter that I'm Margot. This is Talkaoke. It's a pop-up talk show. We are just sitting here with Azim, Jordan, Elam, and Ruby, just chatting. Currently, we're talking about youth clubs because these guys are in a youth club. We're talking about how different young people interact. Oh, right. So you post youth club. Okay, Peter, what do you do? What is your bag? No, but in this festival, can I just grab a mic quickly?
I'm helping to run the model railway over there.
What? This is insane. So, how big is it?
Well, you can see it's about 6 foot by 4 foot. It's only a little one. But we've got some children's things there as well, and rich young children have been building stuff on it as well.
Right, and do you work much with a youth club, like youth centres, youth club? Why not?
Well, I do lots of other things unrelated to that.
Okay.
But the club where we do that is the North Village Library. Okay. And they have a children's group meet on Saturday mornings that do stuff as well.
And how old children?
It varies. We've got one about 15, 16, and the youngest one's about 7, I think.
Okay, so that's interesting because the youth club is 11 to 19, and it sounds like maybe there's a similar age group at some point, kind of overlapping. Maybe an interesting thing, do you think that the model railway would be a good idea to introduce to the youth club? What do you think? Just gauging the interest.
I guess some people would be, some youth would be interested in it, so we could I guess collaborate on that box if you'd like. But again, I'm not a manager, so you have to ask other managers. I'm just like a kid, so yeah.
It's okay. We can kind of sit down, Peter. We were just So okay.
I find that what often happens with youth clubs is that it's the same kind of activities, music, football, sports, but it would be good to introduce more diverse activities like the railway thing. Maybe some children might be interested in that. And what about programming and more techie kind of stuff? I've always find it's the same kind of things that they, target the youth with. The activities is
Okay, so what do other people think? Do you think that the youth clubs, they kind of get a little bit maybe stagnant, they kind of keep on doing the same things, or would you like to see maybe a bit more different stuff like coding in youth clubs, maybe railway, something completely different, or maybe there's a beauty in playing a game of ping pong? What do other people think? Have you ever gone to a youth club, Pete? No?
They did.
Come and join us.
When I was young, teenage-wise, they didn't exist.
Oh, really?
Because
okay.
I'm 70.
Okay.
But I've always encouraged youngsters to do something with their hands, a craft hobby. It doesn't got to be railways, it could be anything. Something that they could point to and say, Mum, Dad, I made that.
Okay, so
that sort of thing.
The kind of making element, something that you kind of produced, you are able to show it to people like a tangible thing. What do you guys think about that? I mean, would you like to be making more things in your youth club, or back in the day when you used to be in a youth club? What do you guys think? Because Pete obviously says there never used to be such thing.
No.
When, a few years ago. Yeah?
Well, I've encouraged my kids to do things with their hands. My daughter, she does lace makings, cross-stitch, origami. My daughter does cross-stitch, origami, stuff like that.
Right.
My son's into model railways. They're both in their 30s and they're both still doing things.
Okay.
But I do other things as well as model railways. I'm heavily involved in the canals. I got my own boat.
Okay.
And I also do church bell ringing, which is another form of madness.
Okay. So
And I also go out with the ramblers, like walking.
okay, right. So
There's
you're
all
a very
things
busy
youngsters,
man.
it's all things youngsters can get involved in though.
Okay, so guys, here's a question. So Peter's claiming that maybe bell ringing, rambling, kind of walking. That what's rambling? Do you guys know what rambling is? Jordan, please explain.
Rambling is type of walking.
Isn't that a little bit what you do with the youth when you go and engage in sports?
Yes.
Okay.
Is it just so it's just another term for like walking? Is it walking in a specific place or walking in a specific, type of way?
That's walking about just like, casually, and now and then you stop and talk. That's what rambling is about. Yeah.
I'm just going to ask this lady because she's walking with a little girl and I wonder whether she's been rambling. Have you ever been rambling? Or you? Do you know what rambling is? Would you like to find out? Jordan has given us a very interesting definition. Come and join us around this pop-up talk show and we'll tell you.
So rambling is the definition of walking. Yes.
So maybe...
So just casual walking.
And we just kind of had a look at you, how you casually walk with this beautiful little girl, and we just thought maybe you could join the Rambling Club. Join us for a conversation, just talk about youth clubs. Would you send the little one to the youth club?
Yes, I would send this club here.
There's a club in Newham, these guys run it, they're in it. Just give us a quick thought. What's your name?
Patricia.
Patricia, lovely name. And your name, young lady? Oh, thank you, Peter.
Say your name.
I'm not going to look, so you can say to the microphone.
Say. It's Lavinia.
Lavinia, beautiful, beautiful names. So guys, so you are kind of enjoying the fair, but we just were talking about the youth clubs, and we're talking about maybe the activities in youth clubs just get a little bit boring. What kind of activities do you think people would be interested in during the time in a youth club? What kind of stuff would you enjoy if you were to join a youth club?
Maybe mental challenges for young kids, or things like spelling, maths challenge, physical activities.
So a bit of a kind of exercise for the brain and a bit of exercise for the body. Do you guys know of any kind of like mental exercises that you do during the youth club time? Is there anything that you kind of challenges you mentally? You can see game of chess over there.
Well, I think we tend to use like board games and like just to get people thinking, so they get their mind active. And also we used to do like a computer, what's it called? A computer session. So on ICT, so we talk about how we can use computers more easier. We did that for an hour during the youth club anyway, so it was wicked. It was good.
So it's developing people's like knowledge and skills. Let's grab you, Patricia. Grab a pew.
I have to go somewhere.
A couple of seconds.
Which I think it would be helpful. I don't think in the curriculum geography is covered as capital of countries around the world. I don't think it's covered in the curriculum in primary, nor in secondary school. So one game that I think would be very interesting and obviously challenging would be the capital game. What's the capital of Holland? What's the capital of Thailand?
Okay, Ella.
So what's the capital of Georgia?
Georgia where? In the USA?
No, Georgia in Europe.
I don't know.
Does anybody know what the capital of Georgia is? A European country called Georgia. There's no prizes, but you'll have a moral high ground if you win. I can see a smile on your face. Would you like to have a crack at giving us the answer? Just give it a guess, because we were just talking about the geography isn't like Patricia was saying, geography isn't very popular in schools, it's not taught, and we don't know these things. So we're just having a little quiz. What is the capital city of Georgia? Do you want to have a go? Without Google. Oh, Patricia, you're going. Before you and Lavinia bounce, can I ask you to give us your final thoughts? What are you going to take away and think about today?
I will have to spend some more time and then I'll tell you later on. Maybe not now, it's just the beginning.
Okay, so have a lovely time roaming around and come back and let us know later, maybe in a couple of hours. See you, Lavinia. Bye-bye. Okay, before you go, you have to give us some final thought. That's the rule.
I think what I'll take from here today is like, I'll try my hardest to incorporate some things we talked about today in like a club or a social club or a youth club around my area. So I might visit one day and just talk about these things I've talked about today, and hopefully they can go from there.
Okay. And if you were to kind of focus all your energy on, doing this one thing, what would you prioritize? What would be the first thing that you'd maybe do differently in a youth club?
Well, I think that's a hard question, but I think we need to like I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. What do you think?
Okay, what do you think, Zazim?
I was gonna say, I think we should if we're gonna prioritize one thing, we should diversify what we do a lot more instead of just the same, like, because the majority of days it's either table tennis or snooker or football or like video games. So if we like incorporate more stuff, for example, more sports or more learning opportunities in the youth clubs, I think it would be a lot more helpful for the youth.
So we're just talking about diversifying the offer of youth clubs, and that seems to be a thing that, people around the table think would be a positive change. So Jordan, called you Jordy just then. Sorry about that. Jordan, it's been great having you around the table. If you have to bounce, do, but do come back.
I will come back definitely.
Come back at any point. Say hello to Nick, who's working hard.
Hi Nick. Hi Nick.
Nick, hello. I'm just waving to you there. Thank you very much. So, diversifying the offer of youth clubs. Okay. Are you going as well? So, what is your final thing that you're going to take away?
Okay, so if I were to take away anything,
Maybe
I'd say...
a question that you want to pose to the table.
This is difficult. Okay.
Yeah, this is like a difficult round of questions.
Yeah. If I were to take away something, I would say, how could we, as a youth source, how could we like get more young people to come to the youth club and more interested instead of other means?
Right, so I think this is a very interesting question.
I think that's a thing we should think on for like the rest of the day. We can learn how to do that by talking to young people like who are coming here.
Okay, so why don't we have a go at maybe answering this question a little bit in the course of the session. There's a gentleman walking past here. I wonder if he knows the answer. How do we get more young people into youth clubs? Have you ever been in a youth club? What would bring you into a youth club? Maybe his age is just a little bit outside of the youth club, but alcohol, okay, maybe. Okay, so this is your important question that you're kind of leaving us with, but do come back later on as well, and I hope you get to chat to a lot of young people, so maybe partly you can answer the question. We'll try our best, and then we combine our thoughts.
Cool.
Thank you very much, Azim. Thank you. So, wow, let's just think a little bit about this tiny question, which is very easily answerable. How to bring more young people into youth clubs. I've got these two young boys there playing a video game. Hey you guys, I'm talking to you because I've got a question for you, and I wonder if you could help me answering it. What would bring you into a youth club? Or maybe you're part of a youth club already. Maybe your mum could help us answering the question. Right, so what would bring more people into youth club? Do you guys have any thoughts about that?
I remember when I did go to a youth club, I really enjoyed all of the activities, like going camping and like going on trips and stuff like that, so...
Okay, we're just currently discussing what will bring more young people into youth club. You look like a fairly young person.
Yes,
I think you dabble in youth clubs, right? Is it a safe assumption?
Yeah, sorry?
Have you been to a youth club before?
No.
No. Do you know what youth clubs are?
Medium.
I'll start with an easy question. My name is Margot. What's your name?
No, I don't answer.
No. Okay, we don't need to know your name, but we're just wondering whether there is a better way of bringing young people into youth clubs. Elam, you said maybe more trips.
You know what, I kind of feel like the issue is not getting people to youth clubs. I just think what what the discussion of the last couple of years has been that a lot of youth clubs have shut down. It seems like there's not enough youth clubs. And you know, you know how it was before was that there was a youth club for like every sort of area.
Hello, so this is a pop-up talk show. What's your name, by the way?
Sonica.
Sonica, may I just say, this is an excellent name. Sonica, grab a pew. My name is Margot. This is Ruby and this is Elam.
Those are really nice, those bangles.
Okay, are you, I mean, how come you've got so many bangles?
I just got them from the stall over there.
Okay, so do they like make them there or do they just like distribute them to people?
Apparently they're handmade, but they're distributing them to people.
Oh,
Well, do they have any earrings there as well?
Very well do.
no way.
Please do have a look.
Okay, so what brings you to the fair? Because we're talking about youth clubs, but we are very flexible on changing the subject. What brings you here today?
I'm actually here to see a friend, actually. I've got some family friends and some children who are kind of out and about, so we're just here to see them and...
Just kind of hang
Yeah.
around. So I've got a question for you. I mean, this is quite, well, it is what it is. It's the Newham show. And do you think this is a nice place or good place for people to hang out? Is it, you know, is it a good way to spend an afternoon?
Yeah, I mean, it certainly helps with the weather as well, but it's really good for the kids, for the family. You know, there's loads of interactive things to do and activities and sports to get involved in, so certainly, yeah.
Okay. And would you say, I mean, I don't know, like what would be your favorite activity? Have you had much time to kind of walk around? I mean, apart from the bangles, keep wanting to call them bagels, but that's not what they are. That's something different. Are there any things kind of that kind of caught your eye and you think, oh, that's a good one for family or maybe for young people?
I mean, there's usually lots of good acts on the main stage, and they've got some good comedy as well, and there's lots of kind of activities for the kids to get involved in, like hair and makeup and things on the other stalls, so those sorts of things are really good.
Okay, right. And is there anything that you guys kind of noticed around this this Newham show? Because there's quite a choice here that caught your eye.
I saw somebody with some ice cream actually, and I mean he's gone now, but I would love to get some ice cream. That's all I'm kind of thinking about right now.
How can we find out where they have ice cream? I mean, does anybody have any insights?
Ice cream will be on that side.
Yeah.
Just behind the tent, yeah.
Okay, so now we know. So this is really great. But we were just kind of discussing the youth clubs. I mean, have you ever been attending a youth club in the past?
I have been to like an after-school kind of club, yeah.
And what did you make of it? Was it a good experience or something maybe that should be improved for the kids kind of this generation?
No, certainly a good experience. You know, you get to meet kids of your own age, you get to take part in activities, and I guess you can discuss school stuff as well if you want, but you know, it's a good social setting.
Because we were just kind of talking what other activities could bring more young people to youth clubs, and we're just kind of a little bit stuck. Maybe this lady has some ideas how to bring young people to youth clubs, or maybe this lady looking very official. What would bring you to youth club if you weren't sure? Sonica, I'll just grab your last thoughts just before you scooch off.
I don't know, I think a lot of the time society forgets that youth clubs make people in the area collect together and learn how to adapt in the environment. So if you take them away, I'm working.
That's okay, you can work and talk, that's fine, that's allowed.
If you take them away, where is their outlet? They're going to go to different places. I know when I was young, I'd be able to go to a youth centre. Everybody from the area would be there. We'd be able to football, all kinds of things you'd be able to do of an outlet of whatever you've got to go on would be able to be done in there. And then you go home. Now, you don't have nowhere to go. They're on the streets.
So it's just a little bit bleak, but let me ask you a question, because it sounds in essence like a good idea. It's an outlet, but the guys from the youth club who were sitting on the table a little bit earlier on today, they were saying how they find it quite hard to reach out to young people, and we were just trying to think of one kind of, okay, before you go, Sonica, what's your final thought? What are you going to take away from here?
Just enjoy the day, everyone, and have a great time.
Thank you, Sonica. Enjoy finding your family and friends.
Where are you guys from?
Oh, we are based in Poplar, which is in Tower Hamlets, neighbouring borough, and we call the People Speak. So there's some business cards coming out. Ellen will give you a business card, but I never got your name, by the way. What is it?
Louise.
Louise, so what is your role at this Newham show today?
I'm just doing crowd safety, basically, just helping the crowds to be safe and directing them in the right place, really.
Okay, what is the most important thing to remember about staying safe in such a large space? So many people.
Always know your surroundings and always remember where you go. Look out for key places, paramedics, anywhere that you can go that if you feel you're lost, or anybody who has got AP security, they're the first people that you should go to really if you have any problems.
Okay, so kind of information, just a kind of, and letting people know where you are and how you're feeling, because maybe you need water, maybe whatever. And can I just ask you a final question, because I can see you're itching to go, but also you're pulled to stay here. Is that something that you kind of, you know, looking after people in this capacity, is that something that you do outside of the Newham show as well, or?
Okay, it's funny that you say that. I studied psychology and sociology in uni. And I also worked in the NHS, so.
OMG, if you're in trouble, if you're feeling a little bit in danger, just come and see Louise, because she is completely qualified to take care of you during today, tomorrow and beyond. This is fantastic. So it's good to know they're being well looked after. I hope today unfolds really well and with no issues for you and for everyone here. But do drop by when you have a little break. Join the convo. All right. See you later, Louise. Hello. So here we are again. Yeah, there we are. So, right. I mean, do you guys? Where do you want to take this conversation? Is my question to you. It's been quite good so far.
What I thought was, I mean, it is taking it in a different direction, but you know, just a little couple of seconds on it. You know, this is my third time at this festival, and there's like a pub next door to the park, and it was a very, like, you know, working class English kind of pub. I think they had like the West Ham Football Club, you know, it was for West Ham Football Club, very hardcore. And then now, like, it's turned into some kind of fancy pizza. Pizza pub. There's a security guard outside, and I just think you'll be kind of. I know, right? I suppose there is the England match on, but I just feel it was kind of interesting how, like, this part of town, it seems like it's also becoming a bit trendified. It will be interesting to know what people think of it around the area. Like, is it an issue, or are they cool with it, you know? Are they still going there? So, yeah.
Okay, have you been to Newham much, Ruby?
This is actually my first time in Newham, so this is all new to me. Newham, yeah. I am new to Newham today.
OMG. This is perfect for a t-shirt slogan.
But I guess it depends if it's replaced something. Has it gotten rid of it, or is it, you know? Because like, pizza's great, but if it has actually supplanted something else, then that's where there's a problem, I guess.
I think it's a very interesting question as to how this area is changing and what do people make of it. There's a lady there with her daughter playing the game. Maybe we can grab her later and ask her. But so you're saying, Ruby, that as long as maybe the change isn't uprooting something that already existed there, maybe it's not a bad thing at all. But having bouncers outside of a trendified bar in Newham in a daytime is a bit weird. So let me just ask these two ladies. Hello, ladies. Quick question. Are you from Newham? No? Okay, so maybe I'll see you soon. But girls, I've got a question for you. Are you from Newham? Tell us.
Yeah, you can. We're part of the Youth Council.
Okay, so we are a pop-up talk show. I'm Margot, and this is Ruby. This is Ella. What are your names, by the way?
Deborah, Muskan.
Muska and Deborah. Right, guys. So we've got a question that we were exploring because Ella suggested that it's her third year doing, you know, coming to this fair, and the area is changing. What are your observations about Newham? Is the area changing? Is it a good change, bad change, or maybe it stays the same?
I feel like as the youth council,
by the way, for a sec.
I feel like as the youth council, our responsibility is to make changes to Newham. So like our young mayor has 3 specific points he wants to see this year, and we've been working towards that. So we've held like events, and we recently had a careers. For the youth, a careers meeting for the youth where young people could come and explore more about career choices, because we felt that there wasn't much like opportunities and stuff, and like yeah, just we wanted to explore them more. So as a young person's perspective, we feel like there has been changes, and schools are good changes. Schools have become more like open to extracurricular activities too. So our school in particular has a lot of sports, debates, and yeah, it's not all just like educational.
Come and join us, because Deborah is saying that the area is changing, and it's changing for the better because there are some extracurricular activities at school. Do you guys do anything outside of your curriculum? Grab a pew and let's just ask the girls. Hey,
well,
what's your name, by the way?
Maria, why?
Maria, I'm Margaret, and your name?
Loredana. Loredana.
Loredana, okay. And what's your name?
Mujera.
Okay, so you've got very beautiful names. So Deborah and Muska were saying that they are from the Youth Council. Have you ever heard of Youth Council?
No.
Okay, Muska, can I grab a pew, grab a seat, guys? Can I ask you to explain, if you were to, in a nutshell, to say what a youth... Fine. If you could just say in a nutshell to these guys what a youth council is.
Well, basically a youth council is a group of students between age 14 to 18, 17, and basically all we do is come together and we talk about how to get young people more involved in the community, because at the end of the day we are, going to grow up, be a part of the community, and we should contribute back to the community. So as a youth council, what we do is we look at our young mayor's manifesto, so points about what he or she wants to do to bring change in Newham, and we just throughout the year work towards those changes and make events basically to attract young people back into Newham and to take active part.
Okay, so I've got a question. So you guys kind of get more or less what a youth council does, right? So do you feel like you're part of this community? Like, are you based in Newham? Do you live in Newham?
Yeah.
Yeah, and yourself?
Yeah.
And you? No? You can't talk today, you've got a sore throat. Okay, so I was just wondering, do you guys think it's important for young people, say for you, people like you, to be involved in like bringing positive change to Newham, or like creating change and doing good things for your community, for your neighbours and other people in your area?
Yeah, I think it's good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
And do you think there are any kind of issues in the borough that, maybe where you would like to see change, but there isn't any change, it's the same, and it's just a bit annoying?
Yeah, I think so. There are like...
So what are the things that you don't like about the borough?
I don't like the people that drugs,
Again?
The people that
Oh, sorry. Sorry, this microphone is alive. It squeaks like a mouse.
What's it called?
Oh gosh, I'm sorry.
It's okay. The people with
If you lean forward, maybe they'll...
The people...
Oh my god, I don't know what's happening, so maybe we'll just start like this.
The people with drugs, that means I don't like that.
With drugs?
Yeah.
Okay. And you notice that being like a bit of a problem in the borough, people taking drugs? Yeah? Okay. And what do you think is a good way of maybe tackling it? Do you think that the council should do a little bit more about it, or what could happen to improve that situation?
It can be improved, like to those like. Like to don't buy drugs, and like the people that have it done, like just like to don't stand them, like
Okay, because I was. Yeah, no, I think because it's very interesting, because we were talking about some stuff earlier, and you guys are very articulate young women, and I think it's very interesting that you kind of see those issues in the borough and you can talk about it. We were talking earlier, we had some people from a youth club around the table. Do you know of youth clubs in Newham at all? No? And is that something maybe that you'd be interested in? Because these guys do a lot of activities, but we were saying there aren't enough young people joining the youth club. Do you think there's anything that kind of would interest you in coming to youth club? What kind of stuff would you like to be doing outside of school, maybe? What are your interests?
Boxing.
Boxing. I like the sound of that. Maybe we can put it on the agenda. What about yourself? What would you like to be doing?
Same.
Boxing. What about you?
No, I want to do football and boxing.
Football and boxing. Okay. So where are good places to do football and boxing in Newham? Nick, do you know?
Well, I can tell you that Rain and the Mix are doing boxing just over there right now.
Oh, at Shilji. Girls, basically...
So I can take you over if you wish.
So you guys are keeping yourselves fit. So I can see like boxing, football, now you're going swimming. Okay, so you're keeping active. Okay, so and what are other things that young people are interested in the area from your experience, from talking to your friends and stuff?
Like, all the boys like to play football.
Football?
Yeah.
And girls as well, by the sound of it?
I don't know the rest.
Okay, because somebody was saying earlier that the young people they don't really know what they want. They just kind of like they're just bored with life. Come and take a seat. We're just talking about what young people want to get involved in. We've got some young people here. Girls want to get involved in boxing. They want to do football because football is not just for boys. It turns out I didn't know, and now I know. And swimming. And we were talking about the changes in the area as well. And we were wondering what you guys thought about the changes to the area. Shall we just grab it? You're gonna go? Where are you going swimming?
Barking.
Barking. How far away is that?
It's not that far away though.
You walking?
No, taking the bus.
Okay. Well, how would you rate this Newham show out of 10? 10 being amazing.
10.
10?
Yeah. 8.5.
8.5 and 10. Okay, so guys have a wonderful swim. Maybe come back later. We'll be here until the end of today, but really great talking to you. See you later. In the meantime, we've got a whole new set of people around the table, which is great. Come and join us. Come and grab a pew. This is a very busy fair. My name is Margot. This is a pop-up talk show called Talkaoke. What are your names?
My name is Muskan.
Muska as well. We had a Muska around the table earlier.
My name is Malika.
Malika.
Awais Hamid.
Asami.
Ibra.
Ibra, Asami, Malika, Muska. Awais, Malika and Muska. And what's your name?
Ruby.
Ruby. And I'm Margaret, and we've got this wonderful lady standing behind you. Who is this mysterious lady? Would you come? Mum, would you like to join us on the table? What's your name?
Shamim.
Shamim. Okay, so guys, we were just talking about youth clubs. We were talking about changes to the area, and we were talking that, you know, there are some problems in the borough. Like the young girls here who just left, they were saying that people taking drugs, and that's a problem. We didn't know, we were started to imagine what could be a solution to that. We didn't come up with one. And I just kind of wondered, what are your thoughts on the borough? Is it a good place to live? Is it so-so? What are your thoughts?
There are knife crimes happening, so we should stop them and give them a club that would change them from stabbing and do knife crime.
Okay, so knife crime is like a bit of an issue in this borough. Okay, so the youth club just down there, they said that they've had some events to raise awareness. Are you? Yeah, you've been there. How did it go? What happened there? Maybe
like every Friday at Flanders Field, like there's this football event. So like people join and play football and have time together.
And would you say that football is quite a good way to kind of,
To make friends with each other and learn more new things instead of knife crimes and doing violent stuff.
Okay, so it's a way to kind of make friends. There's a way to kind of like raise awareness but actually distract people from doing, you know, bad things essentially. Hello, new face around the table. You've got a very interesting thing there in front of you. We'll let you tell us about it soon. But I kind of have a question for the mum. Mum, what's your name?
Sorry?
What's your name?
Shamim.
Shamim, right, yeah. You did tell me that, didn't you, Shamim? Sorry, I just got really kind of distracted by your beautiful veil. So, Shamim, have you lived in the area for a while now?
Yes.
And do you see changes?
Yes, the changing is very changing. Sometimes children is going the park. Mom is going on.
Parents are also scared that kids might get hurt in the park, so they're really scared about their child.
Okay, so there's a lot of changes, but would you say it's fair to say that it's got a little bit more dangerous? What about you girls? Do you feel safe in Newham? What do you tend to do after school, maybe?
I feel okay when I come back from school, but sometimes I'm scared. What if something happens and all that?
Okay, and for you?
Sometimes I feel sad because I'm worried. I don't know what to say.
Okay, so sometimes you're feeling a bit sad, you're getting a little bit worried, because I guess there are some really great things in the borough, and you were saying about football, you were talking about the events every Friday as a good way of meeting friends, but also there's some, some negative things, maybe like knife crime. So if you could change something in the borough, if you could do something in Newham, what would you like to do more of?
I would change people from doing bad things and add youth clubs so people could join and help the community better.
Okay, and what do you think is because the guys from the youth club, they were saying earlier there aren't enough young people joining, and do you know why?
Because people are too much on games like Fortnite.
Ah, okay. So people are playing too many games. Do you play a lot of computer games? Or just and do you think playing computer games is good, or?
I think it's not that good.
Okay, why is it not so good?
Because it can damage your eyes.
Okay, did you know that? Did you guys know that they're playing games? What's your name, by the way?
Sahil.
Sahil, nice to meet you. I'm Margot. We've got Muska, Malika, Awis and Shamim. And we've got, what's your name?
Elam.
Elam, and I'm Margot. And in the meantime, young man just disappeared. He shared some wisdom and he went. And this is the nature of this talk show. We can talk about whatever we want. So at the moment, hello, come and join us. At the moment, we're talking about things that you'd like to change in the borough, that you'd like to see more of in Newham. Is there anything that you'd like to see more of? What would you like to see more of? Come and tell us.
More equality.
More equality?
Yeah, people integrating with each other.
And how do you think, how could we do that better?
Shows like this is promoting people blending and meeting each other, so that's a very good show.
Okay, so something like a fair like this Newham show, that seems to be a good way to bring people together and bring equality, you said, right? Okay, so can I just ask you very quickly, because I know you're really busy, we were talking about changes in the borough. Have you noticed any changes in the borough, positive or negative? Can we grab a pew? For a sec.
I have noticed that, yes, I have noticed that changes in the borough. I think it's getting more diverse now compared to 10 years ago. We can see diversity, people are coming from all around the world. And then it is at a good and a bad impact on the Newham as well.
So there's increased diversity. People come from way more places than they used to 10 years ago. So I'm taking it you've lived in the area for quite a while, right? Everybody lived here for quite a while. You guys lived here all your lives? Yeah? Okay. So what are the positives and negatives of so many people in the area?
The positives are I don't know, the values that we are learning from each other, all the good qualities, and also the negatives are people are I don't know. There are other stuff going around, people are begging where a station is and stuff like that. So there are positive and negatives. The positive, we are integrating with each other. We are learning how to respect and value each other's culture. And the negativity is I don't know, there are so many for example, I've seen some beggars around in East Ham, so that would be the negative impact.
Okay, So there's a huge number of people around this area, and some of them feel like they need to beg. Maybe there's some issue with, the money, their income and stuff. Thank you very much for your contribution. What are you coming to see in the fair? What are you looking forward to here?
I'm looking forward to all the kids stuff, especially for my little boy, so he's enjoying himself. As well as I'm looking for some buying some stuff like plants and stuff for my garden. Yeah.
Okay, so I hope you find some nice plants. But in the meantime, we've got an exodus of people. Before you guys go, can you give us your final thoughts? It could be a message that you want to share with everyone, something that we discussed. What would you want to say? What's your message to everybody at Newham Show?
Everybody have a happy, always be happy and have lots of fun.
Okay, thank you very much. So everybody be happy. This is the message. And your message?
Stop playing too much Fortnite and get out.
People, get out in a positive way. Get away from your computer games. And you?
Stop getting sad and be happy all the time.
This is a lovely message indeed. And any message from you? I mean, we've got new people. Oh, have you joined? What's your name? Hi and bye.
My name is Ahmed. I just want to know one thing about Newham has this every year, which is a nice thing. Plus, I mean, we should be all together, and obviously there's a lot of drug dealings going around, but then again, I've got young kids too, but then again, what they're doing for us and for everyone in this community, that's nice of you.
Okay, so you're saying, grab a pew, guys, by the way. If you don't have to go, come and stay with us. But you're saying, Ahmed, there's, so more situations like this Newham show, it's a positive thing, yeah?
It is. It's so positive. At least we see different people, different nationalities. Obviously, I've been brought up over here, so I've seen from beginning. I've seen different people come in and go in. Obviously, so with that, it's changed so much. It's unbelievable.
And can I just ask you? I mean, I just want to ask the dads with young children. What is the future that you want for your children? And is there something in the borough that can, improve? Your aspirations for your kids. Maybe I'll ask you.
There is no good schools as compared to Redbridge because I've been there. There's almost all schools are outstanding schools, but mostly in the Newham they are average school, like good schools, or even they are underperforming schools.
Okay.
I want to be there, improve their teaching standards, because they don't focus on their outstanding towards. They're just focusing on towards attendance, but they're not focusing towards real education.
Okay, so schools, that seems to be a concern for you, that the standard isn't as high as you would want to be. And I'm going to quickly ask you, do you think that the standards of schooling in Newham are good?
Yeah, I think they're okay, but they still need help, such as they just learn bad things from other people.
So it's a good education, but sometimes it could be like a double-edged sword.
There are other children who's giving bad influence to other children. Obviously, when they look at them, they think, why don't we do this? So they're try to provoke them and things like that. So that's the reason everybody's just trying to be, should say, what are you doing? You go for education, not to do the bad, mess around and things like that.
Okay, so I've got a question for you, because we had some people from the youth club earlier, and they were saying there aren't enough young people joining the youth clubs, and I wonder whether a youth club and activities like that are the answer to your concerns, which is people getting up to no good. Maybe youth clubs could supply some extra activities that really stretch young people's minds. So what do you think?
It would be better, at least then, so they can, as soon as they finish school, obviously, so they can go and for 1 hour, 2 hours, at least they're fresh their mind, and obviously, which is a good thing.
So what about you? What do you think about youth clubs?
Youth clubs, it's a good idea, because they can participate and they can tell what's going on and what they need more to participate in their real life. And the thing is, if the students learn from their childhood, that's the good time for them to decide where to go, which field to go.
And maybe, and what do you think about role models? Do you think it's important for young people to have good role models? I'm going to ask you, because you're a young person, do you have role models?
Yeah, when I'm in school, sometimes I go to other classes and like, you know, just help teachers and children younger than me.
So would you say teachers can be good role models? I mean, do you have a role model? Do you guys have role models? You could. Are you off? Okay. So Ahmed, Shamim. I will get next time you come back. I'll know. Oh my God! Hang on. What are your names? And also, guys, you were wonderful, absolutely great. So have a fantastic time around the festival and come back later. Fantastic family, really great family. Well done, guys. Really great stuff. Have a great time. Hello.
How's it going? Let me know when you're ready to swap over. Or
sure. I just want to ask this lady and these two wonderful boys who are just tucking in a lovely popcorn, making me feel hungry. I was wondering, do you guys think it's important for young people to have role models? Yes? What's your name, by the way?
Uzma.
Uzma, I'm Margot. What is your name?
Farhan.
Farhan, yeah?
Yishon.
Yishon, fantastic names. So we've got Elam and we've got?
Galo.
Galo?
Ruby.
And Ruby. Okay, so it's important to have role models. Who is your role model?
My role model is Bishan.
Who's that?
Miss Bishan.
Who is this wonderful Miss Bisham then?
Miss Bishan is a school teacher.
Okay. So what do you like about Miss Bisham so much?
She's strict and she's always good.
She is good. Okay. And what about you? Do you have role models?
Mr. Jones.
Mr. Jones. And who is Mr. Jones?
He's a sport teacher.
Okay, so what kind of stuff do you tend to do in the class with Mr. Jones? Come and join us talking about role models, actually.
In the classroom he teaches, but like on July there's sports day where there's 3 teams, Anthony, Coop and Ashley. Then we'll see who wins. Just have to race.
Okay, so Mr. Jones, he kind of brings the football teams together and he kind of does the football tournament for you during the sports day. Excellent. And what about you? Who is your role model? Please share. We're really curious here.
My husband.
My husband, excellent. What is so good about your husband?
He's very loving, caring, cooperative, and he's very good.
Okay, and do you think that, do you think it's important to have role models? Because we were talking earlier about the fact that a lot of young people in Newham, they go to school and they sometimes take on really good things from each other, and sometimes they're like bad influences. So we were talking about how can we prevent young people from absorbing bad influences, and we talked about role models. So yeah, what do you think about that?
Important is the parents check. First parents check who is a good role model for children.
Okay, so what do you think? What do you think a good parent should do, or kind of, what is the like good recipe for bringing up children?
If the children like someone, so it's important to know about the person. Yeah, and then check it, and then encourage your children. That's good.
Okay, so it's kind of like a team effort, right? I was just kind of wondering. Just wanted to ask you, what do you think what is important about bringing up children? Oh, you're going, Usma. You are just abandoning us. Give us your final thought before you go.
Now, what about?
About anything you want. It could be something that something that you're thinking about, something that you came here to see, your concerns, maybe something positive you want to share with the world.
I'm so happy to come here. Everyone enjoying, and my children and me, and we meet lots of different people, and we know all the knowledge of different learning skills. And
would you encourage other people to come to the
Definitely.
Excellent. Well, we hope you have a lovely day, all 3 of you. Hope your husband can join as well. Maybe he's busy watching football. I don't know. What time is he? Yeah, is he? Okay. Okay. I hope England wins. That's all I'm going to say. I'll see you guys later. Thank you so much. So, remind me your name again.
Hello.
Galore. Okay, so here's my question to you. What are you doing here at the Newham show?
I'm at work.
Fantastic. Someone has to work for other people to chill out. So, what are you making of the crowd today? Because Ellen, she was saying that she's been doing this festival. She's been coming for 3 years now. There's some changes to the area. People earlier were saying there's more diverse people here living in the area. It's Ruby's first time in the area. So, give us your insider's view to Newham.
I wouldn't call this particularly my insider's view because this is, I believe, maybe my 3rd fair here. Because I was here when I was younger.
Okay, and then you moved out?
Yes, and I've returned as an adult and actually working.
Okay, so I was just wondering, was Newham, as a place to grow up in, very different to how you view it now as a grown-up after like a gap that you took?
I don't think I ever considered Newham as an area, if that makes sense. I never really looked at Newham as a whole entire area.
Okay.
It's quite big, isn't it? Because Stratford's in Newham as well, isn't it? So it's far. Because I mean, from here to Stratford, it's going to take a significant amount of time, isn't it?
So, you came here to work now. I don't mean it to turn into an interview, basically. But I'm also really curious as to what kind of job you do here.
Hint, hint. So I work with Rain.
Okay.
And we work with raising the quality of young people. This is one of my colleagues over here.
We are familiar with this colleague. He's no stranger to the Talkaoke table, Nick. We're talking about you.
Yeah, so we work with young people. We work with also community groups. Pretty interesting group of people that work in and out of the 2 buildings.
And is there an age bracket for people who come to Rains?
For Rain as a whole, no. But the mix, which is our young people's division, absolutely. There's 11-year-olds to 19.
Okay. And what do you think the young people are kind of missing, or at what point do young people come to your youth club? And I just want to ask this gentleman there, maybe he's on his way somewhere. Maybe other people can join in. There's some young people over there. I wondered, have you ever attended a youth club? There's a gentleman kind of pulling the strings, distributing his stuff around the area. Maybe you can come on the table and just chat to us maybe later, right? So this is a very broad and general question, but what tends to, when do people come to the youth club?
I want to say, I think this is a really, really great occasion. Newham is a very, very diverse borough. It's always been so historically, and to have a Newham show, it's a really, really, really good opportunity for people of very, very diverse backgrounds. I mean, if you turn the camera around and you look around, you can see every person of every type of persuasion, creed, race, sexual gender, sexual preference, etc., here under one roof, one banner, and it's really good.
Okay, so maybe opportunities to for people to come in with whatever their backgrounds are, whatever their life stories are, and be together in one place and share. That's what's so important. Hello, you finally decided to come and join us on the table. I'm really excited. Come and sit down. What's your name?
Say about me.
I'm totally excited that you finally decided to come and join us. What's your name?
The reason I come here is to float around. My name is Mustafa. You can address me as Float Boy.
I'm good.
Because I'm floating, just to make sure everyone's enjoying themselves, to see people are alright with it.
Okay, so what is your kind of vibe that you're getting from the people at the moment? Do they tend to enjoy themselves? I can't tell because I'm here, but...
Oh yeah, most young children were enjoying themselves doing painting, drawing, playing around, stuff like that.
I'm really curious about this lady's fan. She's kind of like turned around now, so I can't see. But people are kind of carrying like little things. We were saying earlier that there was a man here called Pete, and he was saying that in the youth club, it's really nice when people make stuff, you know, kind of manually. Do you like making stuff?
Well, technically, I'm more than an artist kind of guy, but I used to bake back in secondary school.
Okay, baking, that's an interesting one. Do men bake? This is my question, because to me, this is very unusual. Here's a question on the table. Is it a masculine thing to bake? Go. Do men bake? Is it a masculine thing? Is it a man thing to do? Do you do baking? Tell us. Prove it. I understand. Come and tell us just for 2 seconds. Okay.
My brother bakes like every evening. He's always got some kind of cake in the oven. So it's not. When you think about it, like a lot of people who make money, you know, I actually thought about this, right?
Okay.
Listen to this, guys.
Tell us.
Why is it that like women are stereotypically confined to like the kitchen, right? People feel that women should be in the kitchen. However, the people who profit off cooking and making money, I mean, the majority of chefs are men. So it seems to me that like it's alright for women to kind of like cook within the home, but when it comes to actually making money and becoming a chef, there's quite a bit of sexism there.
I'm going to ask this gentleman passing by. Hello, gentleman. What is your name?
Ken.
Ken, I'm Margot. We were just wondering, because this is a pop-up talk show, basically, and we were just talking about men in kitchens baking. Discuss. Do you do a lot of baking, Ken?
What's that?
Wow. Well, we've got the floaty man here who will explain to you, because he does a lot of baking. How would you encourage men to bake?
71 years old, I don't need to bake anymore.
Do you like cakes?
Yes, and I'm going to get one now.
Oh, Ken, do not abandon us. Please come back with the cakes.
Jen,
yes.
Have you ever seen Gordon Ramsay bake on TV?
Is that what? Can we see Gordon Ramsay bake?
If you meet him, ask him.
Okay. Let's see if anybody has any thoughts on that. Hello, gentlemen there. You've got a lovely England shirt. You're not watching football? You're not watching football? Just checking. But we've got a question, slightly different. Baking. Men baking cakes. Discuss.
If you can't bake a cake, you're a wussy.
So we've got a young baker here.
I can't bake though. Look, you got it all wrong though. I'm an amateur cooker, and I don't cook. I only do frozen stuff. I only do frozen foods whatsoever. I usually cook for my little brother. He's 9 years old. I have to look after him. That's what family's for.
Okay, so families are for looking after your siblings, maybe to bake a little cake. What, like?
Oi, young man. When you get my age, look after your grandchildren as well.
Okay. Do you have many grandchildren to look after?
13.
No, actual way. 13, 1, 3. Grab a pew, because I will not let you go. I totally get this, but you've just dropped a massive thing there, which is you've got 13 grandchildren. Do they all, where do they live?
4 live in Vange, then I've got the rest in Dagenham, Isle of Dogs, Custom House, North Village.
Okay, so kind of east, southeast. So is London, southeast, East London, is it a good place to bring up your grandchildren? Oh, by the way, what's your name?
Elijah. My name's Elijah.
Elijah, hello. Come and join us. What's your name? Keith, of course it is. So Keith is saying he's got 13 grandchildren. Do you ever see yourself having 13 grandchildren?
I mean, if it's grandchildren, then I don't really have a say on that. But
quite true, quite true. But yeah,
that's really about it. But when it comes to me, I don't really see myself having 13 kids. But my children might have different views
It kind of
on that.
it kind of multiplies as it kind of trickles down. But we were just wondering whether East London, maybe Newham, maybe just broader East London, is a good place to bring up your children, grandchildren. What are your thoughts? Keith is shaking his head.
The problem we've got with East London is too many gangs.
Too many gangs in East London?
Too many drug dealers.
Right.
It just isn't a good place at the moment. Because a lot of people know who's selling the drugs, a lot of people know who the gang members are, but they're not telling each other. So therefore...
There's a bit of not enough information, communication. Okay, so I wanted to ask you guys, because, I mean, you live in the area, right, Elijah?
Sorry?
You live in the area.
Yes.
And Keith is proposing there's a lot of gangs, there's a lot of, we were saying, people saying earlier about knife crime, and that East London is not such a good area to bring up your children. What is your view of that?
I mean, I don't really see East London as that, because like obviously a lot of things change. Just like how, you know how the weather changes, right?
Yeah.
So one time it's sunny, another time it's raining. So I think East London's a good place to raise a kid because there's a lot of things that they can access, and the fact that everything's really, it's like you can see the skeleton of all things. You can talk to someone if you feel like there's something wrong. There's like youth workers, there's the mayor, she does the citizen assemblies and stuff. And yeah, I really think that it's a good place to raise kids because there's not really much that they don't have, because if it's to go to a place, there's like train stations everywhere, they can always travel and stuff, so yeah.
I just want to ask these two gentlemen with a bunch of kids, hey you guys, I just got a question, hey, oh no, they went away. Ladies, question to you. Elijah is proposing that East London is a brilliant place to have children, for young people to hang out in. Keith, who left the table, but he'll come back, I am sure, said actually it's quite the opposite. There's too many gangs. Right, okay, are you responsible for the fact that he's got 13 grandchildren that he was just talking? And now we know. What's your name? Come and join us, because I really want to get people's views on this. Just join us for a few seconds. Okay, but just before you go, can you just tell us whether you think East London is a good place to bring up children or not so? To the microphone, because like my arms are like really tiny.
Yes.
Yes to being a good place. And why do you think that?
I don't know. Because it's a good invitation for the children, for the East London. They can anywhere they like swimming or go to places they like, go to places like big rides like Chichen or Fort Park. That's the thing children likes.
So there's basically like quite a lot of activities for young people to access, and they're all in the area, so very easy to access. And can I ask, like, how old are your kids?
She's 9 years old.
Okay, 9. So would you send your child to a youth club?
She doesn't go to youth club. She goes to do a train club.
Okay. What does she do there?
Models. She models all train stuff.
Okay, because we were discussing that earlier. What other activities that could be happening in a youth club? And somebody actually said models, because we had a gentleman here, Peter. Is he from the same group? He's got like a model train. Right, so he kind of introduced the idea, and a lot of people said like actually making models in a youth club is quite good because it develops your different kind of skills. So have you ever gone to youth club as a child?
Yes, I did.
Okay, so what did you do? Like, do you feel like you had different challenges, the circumstances were different when you were a child, and is it different now?
It is hard. I was a child. It was really hard.
Back in the day?
I got disability.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it was harder back in the day, maybe there wasn't enough support for... Okay.
No.
So there's a positive change today?
It's changed a lot. Really a lot.
Right. And okay, so I just want to open it up to people. Do you think there's a lot of kind of support for people with disabilities in the borough? Is that something that you have an experience of? That kind of stuff. Oh, more people?
like support for disabilities, it's improved so much over the last 5 years. I feel like there's more visibility on TV, so then and they sort of have, I think ever since the Olympics that's when things kind of improved for a lot of disabled people. I mean, I know they've experienced a lot of cutbacks over the years, but I feel like just that visibility is really important, and I think you kind of do see it a bit more in London.
Okay, so is visibility quite important? I mean, is that something that you would that you consider that, there's more kind of disability being visible? It's more like part of the world. Is that something that you share or not so much?
Not so much.
No?
No.
Tell us your views.
I got dyslexia because I can't read and write, and I've got that one here. I've got a bad leg.
Okay.
And I can't do much. This is my daughter, 9 years
Hello,
old.
daughter. Oh, yeah. Right. So you're the famous 9-year-old. So apparently East London is quite a good place for you to be. What do you like or don't like about East London? Caitlin? Yeah. Hey, Caitlin. Don't be shy, don't be shy. We're just having a little chat. So we were talking about lots of stuff. Hello, come and join us. How about joining us on the table of chat? We were just saying that, thank you. Well, before you go, can you give us your final thought? What are you going to be doing today? Anything that you want to take away from this conversation?
We're doing a train club.
Okay.
Then we'll look around.
Okay. What about you? Is there anything in particular that you want to be doing or will be doing today apart from the train club?
Let me say.
I'm not going to look. You can say to the microphone. I think you said swimming. There's actually a couple of people earlier who went swimming. So I hope you have an enjoyable day and really nice chatting to you. Pop back later. Hello. What's your name?
Asif.
Asif. So my name is Margot and we've got
Ruby.
Mustafa, floating. I don't know why I got here.
Still floating.
Elijah.
Elam.
Okay, and we were just talking, we were talking about lots of different things. We were talking about people going swimming as something that people enjoy. We were talking about East London, Newham being a good place for young people.
I'm not from around here.
So, where are you from then?
Chigwell.
Chigwell, so what is Chigwell like in comparison to Newham from your observation? Quiet?
Shit-oh. I hate it.
Right, I see. What's the worst thing about Chigwell then?
No shops nearby, you have to walk a long way to go to shops.
Okay, so if you were to kind of, say to the mayor of, well, not the mayor, is it mayor of Chigwell? How does it work?
I have no idea.
So if you were to say to somebody who's in charge of Chigwell, hey, I want more of buses. Okay, so is public...
And better tube service.
Okay, so I don't know about this. I mean, is there kind of travel, bus connections in Newham? Are they quite good? Okay. What do you guys think? Do you tend to take public transport a lot?
I do.
You do?
The only bus in Chigwell is 150, the one that goes to Beacon Tree Heath. If you stop... Well, the only free bus you've got to take, and you're gonna get off at Ilford and take 147 there. There you go, Newham. That's it.
Okay, so the journey is long, but at least it's straightforward, right? So I was just kind of wondering, are people, so is communication, are like buses, are quite an important thing to kind of make you feel at home in a borough? I mean, if you live in a place that kind of meets all your expectations, would you want to go anywhere else? Would you ever consider moving to Newham?
Yeah, I wouldn't mind living in Stratford.
Stratford? Okay.
Beside Westfield.
Okay. Would you ever buy a flat in Westfields? If Westfields did flats, would you ever buy it? Would you ever live inside of Westfields?
I wouldn't mind.
Yeah? Where would you go if you were living inside of Westfields? What's your favourite shop?
Anywhere really.
Any shop.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's currently no one that lives in Westfield, but there's an old Stratford shopping centre and people live there. They may not have an address, but they live there. They're homeless. So there are people that live in the old Stratford Shopping Centre because, yeah, and I think it's really good that like they're allowed to be there and like have a quiet place to keep at night, you know. So yeah.
Okay, so just very quickly, just to summarise what Elam was saying. Westfield is a great place, but there's the old shopping centre, which not only is still a shopping centre, it also houses a lot of homeless people. And I kind of wondered whether you guys had any thoughts about that at all. About maybe, hello, we're just talking about lots of different things, but at the moment we're talking about homelessness. Do you know anything about homelessness in the area? You're on the phone. We can involve your conversation partner. Well, welcome. This is a pop-up talk show. We are the People Speak. This is a round table. You're welcome to join. We were talking about homelessness, how old shopping centre in Stratford houses a lot of homeless people, and that's all fine. And I wondered whether you guys had any thoughts about East London, how it's changing. Maybe you've got any views about homelessness.
Used to be one.
Okay. Tell us about that.
And that helped me a lot, and that changed my life, and that's why I got moved into East Ham, and that's why I'm a lift engineer for London Lift Installations.
Okay.
So that helped me, Stratford Centre.
Okay.
So don't go bad about it, because they actually went and helped.
Okay, so what usually, because this is a subject that Ellen brought on, but I wonder how do they help exactly? Is it because they've got some provision there, or is it something, is it just, don't go away, because you had something to say, and we are very curious about that. Hello. Okay, so that was a bombshell. It was a flash. So we had a man who benefited from the very thing that you were talking about, and they left it at that. And I think I may go and, yeah, maybe I just go a little swapsy. Right? Parade. Okay. So before the carnival kicks off, I'm going to hand over to another wonderful, the one and only Elam. Let's give a round of applause to Margaret. I love the sound of clapping into a microphone.